Oh, hello, folks. This is Steve AB4L. You may hear the traffic. I've got the window open. It's still 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I've been working out in the yard all afternoon. Summer's here. You hear that springtime? Not quite, but anyway. So I'm sitting down here. Now, nothing in this episode is a promotion, nor is it a recommendation. I'm looking at slash.org, slash.org, news for nerds. By the way, I never bothered to read the comments on these abstracts. I just have to shake my head at, never mind. So a little earlier I was noticing something I wanted to show you. Yeah, it was posted today at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, about 3.5 hours ago. Why are so many AI chatbots dumb as rocks? Can you read it? Now, just to remind you, a few days ago, just a few days ago. See, I think they watch my channel, but they won't admit it. Just a few days ago, I put up this one, the AI, artificial intelligence, the AI dumbed down threat. And I said, they're stupid. It's stupid. Now, I have to say this in context. I've worked in a number of different fields. Pharmaceuticals, biochemistry, chemical synthesis, computers, auto mechanics. And what I've seen, and is historically true, that any big ooh-ah thing will actually become practical in terms of usage and cost after, in a miracle, 20 years, but more typically 30 years. So if AI is the big trillion-dollar idea this year, the real AI will come in. Do you think it'll be able to speed up the cycle? I doubt it. Now wait a minute. I'm very prejudiced. So they say this is an MSN article. Amazon announced a new AI-powered chatbot last month, still under development, to help you figure out what to buy. Writes the Washington Post. Their conclusion? The chatbot wasn't a disaster, but I also found it to be mostly useless, quoting apparently the authoress. So if you click on the link for the article, apparently it was originally in the Washington Post. We tested Amazon's new shopping chatbot. It's chatbot. Do I intentionally mispronounce that? It's not good. It's still under development. There it is on Amazon. AboutAmazon.com. News / retail / Amazon-Rufus. Amazon announces Rufus, a new generative AI-powered conversational shopping experience. So this is what the article was about. Now, This was written by Majiv Mehta, Vice President, Search and Conversational Shopping. Written by, oh, I love doing this. I'll come back to this. I mean, just by having said that name, I know where the guy was born. The other name, the person who actually wrote this article, you can go read it online. I'll have to see where that person was. I know it's not Italian, even though it ends in an I. I'll guess Persian, or Turkish. Anyway, now this is a sidetrack. I wonder if there'll end up being a lawsuit, trademark difficulty, over the use of the name Rufus. Now this is going to spoil it for somebody who, I use his tool all the time. Can you see it? Now Windows is asking me, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Rufus. And you can see it's got a thumb drive. Verified publisher, Akio Consulting. Rufus, I haven't updated this recently. Now, if I do now this is going to spoil it for him. If I just do, my mind wanders, pay attention. I see all kinds of connections to things. If I just put in Rufus, is it now suddenly going to look at Amazon Rufus, or will it continue to point at that one I just... Rufus. Oh, Rufus Dosseau, record producer. Rufus Sewell, British actor, never heard of him. Rufus Download. Rufus.ie. Do you think that means? Rufus, create bootable USB drives the easy way. This is the tool I use a lot and have for years. I want to do practice Windows installation. I download the Windows 10 ISO. I use the Rufus software, open source, free for you to use. I'm not promoting anything. And it knows how to take that Windows 10 ISO and put it on a thumb drive, a micro SD card on a USB 3 plug-in, and make it bootable so that I can then boot it and initiate a new Windows 10 on a computer. It's called Rufus. It's been called Rufus for years. I wonder if he's going to sue Amazon. We'll see. It doesn't say trademark. There's no mark here for trademark, so he's going to get snowed under. You see the Rufus? Now, my mind is straying, right? If you're interested to see what you think of this under development chatbot, just go do it. So anyway, I was looking at this article, and you know, I always like to look at who are the people behind this stuff, writing or presenting this stuff, trying to influence us that they're geniuses, that I should even pay any attention to what he or she is saying. So this was posted a week ago, and her name is Shira Ovide. That's the way I pronounce it. And I'm looking at that, And you know, I love those Israeli connections. That's my guess. Shir in Hebrew means song. Shirah would be the feminine form. It would be a nice name for an Israeli newborn girl. Ovideh, in a certain way, sounds like it could be a Hebrew name. So I put the name into Google search, and she's on X. Now let's see what her latest thing here is. Now it says, Shira Ovideh, the Washington Post, she is the strategy editor for Help Desk. I don't understand what that is. The Washington Post team of journalists who focus on the impact of our digital lives, and empower us to corral technology to serve our needs. Before joining in Nunes, she wrote a newsletter and she's got a LinkedIn page and permits us to see it. New York City metropolitan area, New York Times. I write the tech friend an email that's sort of out of date. It said that's what she used to do, but maybe she still does. And lately it seems that you really can't see what the person's background is, because you know how I like to see I'm suspecting she's Israeli. Where did she get her education? And then here on languages, it just says English, native or bilingual proficiency. Oh, but she's been around for a while. Shira is one of the most conscientious and dedicated journalists I've worked with in a 25-year career. She approaches situations with an open mind, impressive insight, experienced aplomb. She's great, rock-solid report with them. That's no help. So what I did first is I just put in Ovideh. Let me just do this. Just the family name. So there's some restaurant with that name in Florida. And here is the RX list. Ovideh is malathion. You know what that is. That's a pesticide for killing bugs. It's an old one. It's been around for a long time. How would I know that? Oh, I'm an Aggie. Ovideh, malathion lotion. See, usually I think malathion is applied as a dust. Is a topical for the skin anti-parasite medication, pediculicide. It's to kill something that's bored into your skin and has laid eggs under the surface of your skin. Oh, some insects do that. Parasites do that. Yeah. Used, to treat head lice. I didn't read far enough. Well, how do they breed in your... Well, they get into the follicles and lay their eggs. And then the babies do a good... Ovideh lotion is available in generic... It's... So that was a dead end. Just putting in Ovideh. So what I did is, thinking that it's probably Israeli origin some time back, I'm teaching you how I think. Now think about these genius chatbot computer crap and ask yourself if they could do what I do in 30 years. So I added Israel. So the first thing it came up, they came up with Ovid, including results for Ovid Israel. So there's something called Ovid.tv. The birth of the modern state of Israel was far from inevitable, and we're not interested in that. Oh, here she is. Now they link it up with her. A comment on X, now called X, used to be called Twitter. Now look at this. Look at this. Second item. Look at this. Shira Ovide, X.com. She made some kind of Twitter, what do you call it? Tweet. 7 likes 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Yes, I've been waiting to hear from furious Israeli mom. An Israeli mom ranted on bingo. Will they be able to show it to me? So if I click on it, will it take me there? NewYorkTimes.com, an Israeli mom ranted about online living and the intern something. A mother of 4 talks about her newfound fame after her 90-second diatribe racked up millions of views. Yes, I've been waiting to hear from furious Israeli mom. Now, I'm going to ask you. Do you think she was born? Do you think from what we found, it only had 1 repost, 1 bookmark, 1 quote. It's from 3 years ago. Do you think it means that she was born in Israel? Or she was born here to an Israeli mom who was in the United States when she, or immigrated or studying when she was born? What do you think? Now, why did I chase it down as Israeli? From the name. I've had apartment mates, roommates, housemates from like 7, 8 countries. I've literally known people from half the countries in the world. I don't mean hello, goodbye, one person. Somebody that you work with, went to school with, bumped into regularly, somehow corresponded with, in class with. I'm old. How helpful were the results on Google search? I'm going to give them a extremely helpful. Would you? I think that was great. Now, I haven't scrolled down. See, they're only talking about her as an adult. Let me try the bio. Let's see if she admits to anything. See, it shows me LinkedIn, raised in Ohio. I haven't done this before. We're delighted to welcome Shira Ovide to the New York Times to help lead an exciting venture, a new technology newsletter. She joins us from Bloomberg Opinion, where she has been a tech columnist since 2015. There she wrote 3 to 5 data-driven columns a week, skewering the foibles of companies like the... I think I like her. If she probably sees this stuff not too much differently than I do. I think I like her. Because that's what I've been doing, right, when I run my mouth. Skewering the foibles of companies like Facebook and WeWork. One of Shira's lines, WeWork is so unicorn it hurts, meaning the thing will stick you up the butt. It's not going to work. Dissecting their sometimes house of cards businesses. You know, WeWork is on the way down. Although you've seen me do videos about technology, the cyber stuff in Israel, where those guys, actually their offices are WeWork suites. You know what WeWork is, right? You're up to date. And I live in the Asheboro area, and I know. Dissecting their sometimes house of cards, using taking tech titans like Larry Page to task and analyzing surveillance, privacy, and other. She sounds like she served in the Israeli Cyber Corps. I don't know. Where'd she learn it? Now, she'll embark, raised in Ohio, graduate of Haverford College. She's a cycling fan, and she once was shoot off a video set for William Shatner during a live news program. Haverford College sounds familiar. Let's just quick jump. That's what I thought. She's from Ohio. I used to live in the Philadelphia area. That's what I thought I was going to see. That's what I thought I was going to see. Now, let's go back. Not this one. Not that. Not that. Where did I see those other names that I wanted to look at? Can I retrace my steps? Not this one. Can you help me? Yell it out loud. Maybe it'll help me. Oh, still under development. DEVELOPILOIP. Oh, they didn't use a spelling checker. Oh, yes, this is the one. Now, this is the way my mind wanders, but sometimes you learn things. See, we can't just look at the Israelis. We need to know all of the foreign influences. Now, see, that's very... Anything outside the United States is foreign, right? I hitchhiked through more than 20 countries. Europe, North Africa, the Middle East. Worked in Israel. Worked in Mexico. Known people literally from half the countries of the world. Now, if somebody's named Rajiv Mehta, what country did he come from? That one's easy. And this article is being written by India or Pakistan? He's in Seattle, University of Florida. That doesn't mean anything. There we go. What languages does he know? Gujarati. Does that tell me whether it's India or Pakistan? No. The Gujarat area at partition, after the Raj was freed to become whatever they want to be, way back in, what was it, 48, 49, the area that was the Gujarati speaking was partitioned, and there's a Gujarat area in South Pakistan bordering state of Gujarat in India. Just like there's the Punjab state where they speak Punjabi, and there's the equivalent across the border in Pakistan. So can we guess? As a rule, he would be Indian. Who else came from Gujarat? Gandhi. Yeah. My experience with people from Gujarat is that they're usually pretty smart. So I was interested really in the other name. And I think I'm interested because I can't easily place what language or country it would come from. Vice President and Distinguished Scientist, Stores Foundational AI. So this is their new guy on the job for AI. The other guy is just the Vice President for Shopping Experience. So let's see if we can do anything with this. Google Scholar. Now that fits in with Distinguished Scientist. Principal Scientist, Amazon. But if it's Google Scholar, then that means that this person has published things in refereed journals. But let's look. We're unlocking community knowledge in a new way. Experts add insights directly to each article, started with the help of AI. And then there's something called Amazon.science. Hierarchies are common structures used to organize data. It doesn't say anything important, such as e-commerce hierarchies associated with product data. And we got another guy from South Central Asia. What do you think? ACM Digital Library. This guy got PhD candidate. Here we go. PhD candidate in the Computer Science Department, the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Received a B, Bachelor of Technology in Computer Science from, that would be in India, wouldn't it? The way they're saying that. Ta-da! He received a B Tech, that's one of the standard degrees, in India, in computer science from Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. IIT is a system of, like MIT, like Stanford, only they all call them Indian Institute of Technology, and then it's the city, and there's one in each Indian state. And you really have to be smart to get in there. Whichever one, whichever part of India. So now we know. And his research, he got it in 1993, so he's been out working for a while. His research interests including programming languages, compilers, and architectures for parallel computing. He's currently working on compiling for systems that support multiple programming paradigms, shared memory, and message passaging. This was all written back in before 1995. That's what the big deal was in the 1990s. And how would I know? Because I was started in 1983. And I remember what we were doing, and this is the Academy of Computing Machines. And this is way out of date, but it gives us a how he has progressed by switching fields of interest, which you have to do. Once things like compilers became super sophisticated, what's the next new adventure? If your brain is great, you can make those jumps. You can lead in the jumps. You spot what the next thing should be, and you become a leader by going there first. This is all complementary, folks. What was that Google Scholar thing? See, I didn't recognize what the name type was. The academic genealogy of this Trishul. What does that mean? Oh, wait a minute. Let's look at that. Let's see what's behind this. This looks interesting because I see Copernicus there. Oh, this is great. I haven't seen this recently. Now follow along. I already know what it is. I don't think I've ever seen it before, but now I understand what they were saying. This is probably a game they play. Now, let me just say it. Now, what school did we say he was from? Hang on. This is the way I am. It was the University of Wisconsin, is that right? Yeah, Madison, Wisconsin. All right. A long time ago, when I lived in the Philadelphia area, and I worked for a major, still exists, industrial chemical company as a laboratory technician, synthesizing novel organic molecules as potential monomers in new polymers for plastics. I worked for a senior chemist, PhD, who got his degree at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and that company preferentially recruited from that campus in the chemistry department because of the excellence of their everything. And what we're seeing here is a Gujarati guy who went to Madison also, but not in chemistry, but in apparently another stellar department on that campus that's known for really smart people. Yeah, way up there in Wisconsin, almost in Canada. Now I wanted to get, this is why I'm interested. Have I known people, really smart people, who got their PhDs? See, I'm saying more than one. From that campus? Yes. Have you? Now this I think is going to be fun. That's why I'm on this. See, I let my mind wander, and then we brainstorm it. So this was probably, they probably thought so much of him, Trishul, that they got one of these built for him. Now it's kind of, you can print it. You can trace this down if you want to. Okay, so what is it saying? The academic genealogy of Trishul Chalimbi. So my guess is he had an advisor, dissertation supervisor, and that dissertation supervisor got a PhD from somewhere and had a dissertation supervisor and said all the way, okay, now when did PhDs start? When did doctorate degrees start? The first doctorate degree was granted in Paris, France, in the 12th century. In the earliest years, the primary subject for doctorates included theology, correct, law, and medicine, and maybe astronomy too. Yale conferred its first doctorate in America in 1861, so they're kind of late to the show. So it's like a family tree. Now, unfortunately, my head's in the way. Okay, there you go. So you've already heard me guess what this is. I just explained it. He had a dissertation supervisor. He had a dissertation committee, but a dissertation supervisor. That person had a PhD, is qualified to be a dissertation supervisor. And that person did a PhD under the supervision of, and then under the supervision, okay? So he got his in 1999, and it was under the supervision of somebody named Mark Donald Hill, University of California, Berkeley, who got it in 1987. He had two people of importance on his dissertation committee, somebody named Donald Andrew Patterson, University of California, Los Angeles, 1976, and Alan J. Smith, Stanford, one of my high school classmates. I guess he's emeritus now. Got his PhD at Stanford and got a position in studying the characteristics of liquid helium at just a degree or two above absolute zero. Still does it. So this guy, the Indian guys, the Gujarati guys, had a single, but that one had a branch, and the branch to the left only goes back to Wisconsin-Madison 51, and Vincent Rideout, California Institute of Technology, 1939. But the other branch, there's another branch here, over to the right, and that one is kind of short-lived too and goes back to Alan Perlis, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, 1950. And the ones in between is Carnegie Mellon, very big on computer science from the beginning. Carnegie Mellon, University of California, Berkeley. Okay, so you can see the elites feed the elites. But what's this one that goes up this way, the middle? Let's just read the years back. 1974, 1970, 1960, 1940, 1927, 1911, 1884. Oh, wait a minute, there we go. Hang on. Stanford, 74, Texas Austin, 70, Texas Austin, 1960, Princeton, 1940, Berkeley, 1927, bingo, then we jump back to Germany. University of Breslau, 1911, University of Berlin, 1884, not in computer science. They were probably chemistry. The chemist I worked for, the University of Wisconsin-Madison, one of the things you had to take was a technical reading knowledge of the German language. If you're in chemistry, see, I can't remember the name of the journal. German Chemistry Journal. Beilstein. Beilstein Journal of Organic Chemistry. Organic chemistry. How far back do you think they were publishing articles on organic chemistry? Go look it up. I'm trying to find, there it is, okay. So we made a jump back to Germany, and I'm saying it may be that these people in the heritage line were something like organic chemists, publishing and being abstracted in Beilstein, and publishing Beilstein. Okay, University of Berlin, 1884. I'm smiling at this. University of Berlin, 1842. University in Bonn, 1822. Then it's a split between 1803 and 1795. But what we want to do is follow, it becomes complex. Then it goes, well, let's follow one of them. 1795, 1767, 1739, 1713, 1709, 1686, and then there's more branching. Then the next layer gets all the way up to like 1644, then the next layer 1607, 1610, 1600, and like Erasmus there, 1497, University of Turin. Oh, you mean the Italians where you had to speak Latin to go to college? That somebody jumped out of the University of Turin and went to Germany? Why would he use a name? Don't you recognize that name? See, I spotted it right away. That's why. Didn't you recognize that guy? Didn't you recognize that guy? He was Dutch, theologian. That's why his name is in Latin. That's not the name he was born with. That's his professional name. Like some actors change their... All right, here we go. All right, so we've already hit a name I immediately recognized. Erasmus is well known. So I think we have to be not on this branch with Erasmus, but Basilios, that's around 1436, and then Georgios Gemistos, Platon, Constantinople, in 1390. Why would it be Turkey? And I've done some videos in the past several months where I noted that some of the computer science geniuses weren't from Israel, but they immigrated from Turkey. Constantinople, the Eastern Roman Empire, all that kind of, yeah. So I'm trying to get, St. Gregory Palmas, 1296, 1359 in Thessaloniki, that's Greece. Constantinople, Thessaloniki. And then there's a branch here that kind of comes at it in two directions, 1295, 1270, 1242. These are Greek names. Demetrius Carychus, 1100 to 1157, Theodoros Pomodos, Stephanos, Skylitzes. See, these are all Constantinople. And then we get all the way back to Josephus Xiphilinus, 1011 to 1075, University of Constantinople, 1064, Patriarch of, see, that's religious, Constantinople. And John Morporus, 990 to 1092, University of Constantinople. Let's see if we can just pick up this name. So what they did is, John Moropos, and it's in Greek, was an Eastern Roman poet, Eastern Roman Empire, Christianity in the part of the world that would become staunchly Muslim. He was born in, I don't know where that is, he came to Constantinople and quickly, he was born in the year 1000. Quickly gained a reputation as a teacher. Among his students was da-da-da. He also introduced him to Emperor Constantine, blah, blah. Scholars that gathered around him, blah, blah. Born in 990. Died in 1092. Oh, wow! He got to be 100 years old? More! Nationality, Byzantine Greek. Alma mater, University of Constantinople. Doctoral students. They know the names of his doctoral students. So what is this all about? This is about a guy from Gujarat, part of India, and they honored him because they apparently really think he's brilliant whenever this was done. And this is his academic lineage all the way back to approximately the year 1000. Have I seen this before? Vaguely, I have. They really liked him. So I'm glad I followed the sidetrack. Let my mind wander. Maybe you learned something new. I'm smiling about it. Now, let's see if they can pick up. I'm going to go this. I'm going to say find, N-I-C-E. Okay. I just wanted to see if Galileo was in there. That's like, there it is. So in this Indian guy's, this Gujarati guy's academic lineage is Nicholas Copernicus, University of Bologna. We remember him, don't we? At least there was a name in there that I kind of, oh, really? They think that there's a side branch to Leibniz? You know him, don't you? Wasn't he a mathematician? Let me see. Was that anything to do with calculus? I don't remember. Oh, there's Mr. Leibniz himself. Mathematician, German polymath. What did he invent? Leibniz has been called the last universal genius due to his knowledge and skills in different fields, and because such people become less common during the Industrial Revolution and the spread of specialized labor after his lifetime. He wrote works on philosophy, theology, ethics, law, politics, history, philology, games, and music. He made major contributions to physics and technology, and he anticipated anticipated notions. He had these ideas and he put them as notes in the side column like the annotation on the Tanakh. In addition, he contributed to library science, devising a catalog. He anticipated notions of surface later in probability theory, biology, medicine, geology, physiology. He was a polymath. Wait a minute now. His notions of the law of homogeneity. I'm still saying that there's something in mathematics named after him. I mean, he was in, it's sort of like me, into everything. I was right. You see, some of this is me scratching my head. Now, hang on. Where did I just miss? Wait a minute. I wanted to enlarge it. There we go. Thus, Leibniz went to Paris in 1672. After arriving, he met Dutch physicist and mathematician Christian Huygens and, microscope, and he realized that his own knowledge of mathematics and physics was patchy. This is Leibniz. With Huygens as his mentor, he began a program of self-study. Sounds like me. That soon pushed him into making major contributions in both subjects, including discovering his version of the differential and integral calculus. Didn't I say that earlier on? And what am I remembering that from? From calculus course in college in 1961. And he met two leading French philosophers and studied the writings of Descartes and Pascal. He befriended German mathematician When it became clear that France would not implement part of Leibniz's Egyptian plan, what's that? The elector, that would be like a local king in Germany, elector, sent his nephew, escorted by Leibniz, on a related mission to the English government in London early in 1673, met with the Royal Society, where he demonstrated a calculating machine he had designed and had been building since 1670. The machine was able to execute all four basic operations: adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, and the society quickly made him an external member. And this is the stepped reckoner, the machine, one of the earliest crank calculators. Do you know what I mean by, now this will be the end of it. Do you know what I mean by a crank calculator? Let me show you how my wandering mind can brainstorm this all into the latest Academy Awards. Do you understand that what they do is they would be able to set up numbers? There's a turn dial. I can see what it is. You turn a dial and then you choose the operation. Do you want these numbers to be added? Do you want them to be multiplied? All right? And then it shows a mechanical result. So this was in the 17th century. This was how Leibniz thought about different things, okay? Now we're going to make a jump. This is one of the earliest crank calculators. Do you understand? Crank-driven calculator. Monroe crank calculator. Let's see if it gives us anything. Antique Monroe calculator for sale. eBay. But this one's electric. mechanicalcalculators.wordpress.com about Monroe, a collection of mechanical calculators from before the electronic age. Monroe's. Do you see the crank? Do you see the key bank in rows? So you want to put in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8-digit number, up to an 8-digit number. You put in that number, and then you choose the operation I want to be adding to this, and then you do the crank, and then you put in the second number. That's what, and each vertical row is the place, right? If I need a 5-digit number, it starts at the right, and you key them into the left. I'm saying this so you understand it. They do this. And I say multiply it. And the answer comes out on that top thing. And it's not electrical. Monroe calculator in atomic bomb design. OSTI, I've never done this before. Let's take the first one. It's an article in 2021, cited by 12, the computing effort that made Trinity possible. Trinity by the numbers, the compute effort that made Trinity possible. That's the design of the bomb. MONROE. The two ordered a collection of Marchant, Fried, and Monroe electromechanical desktop calculators. Some of the machines were distributed to project scientists, while others were allocated to some of them hand computing operation, which Franklin Nelson assembled to address the neutron diffusion problem and to provide the lab with a central computing pool. Ladies, punch cards. The computers who provided this at Los Alamos were part of the centuries-old tradition in mathematics and scientists. A computer was originally a person who performed calculations by hand. We just learned the origin of the word computer. With organized groups of human computers, groups of ladies, or at Los Alamos it was ladies, by hand, with first appearing in the 18th century, usually in support of creating astronomical or navigational tables. By early 20th century, astronomy and meteorology were among the latest users of human computing groups. Unlike others of Los Alamos divisions, the T division was originally organized around projects rather than groups. The hand computing operation, later designated as T5 Computations, was established in 1944. Was assembled soon after the founding of the lab. The first computers at Los Alamos were mostly women drawn from the townsite volunteers. How did I know? No, I haven't seen the movie. Yes, I went to lunch, dinner, with someone who was in the project and was running a group of computers. And he went to Bell Labs and became famous. Monroe calculators. Got it? And we just went back to Leibniz's machine. There's nothing more than an advance on an idea from the 17th century. Was he a genius? So the point of how we made off on this is that I picked somebody out of this honorary hierarchical, Leibniz. I recognized the name from when I took calculus, and we followed that, and we brought it all the way back to without those, they couldn't have made the first nuclear weapons. Could not have. Could not have. Because they had to design, among other things, the geometry of how to do it without it just exploding in their face prematurely. Anyway, so it all started with this. Why are so many AI chatbots dumb as rocks? Steve AB40, just having fun, saying see you in 73. Can Biden do this? Saying see you in 73.